Hello dear learners, today I welcome you for lesson 1 of chapter 3, that is forces. Here is the contact information. If you face any difficulty during the lesson, you can contact. The learning outcomes which we are going to cover in today's lesson are that you should be able to state what is meant by force, you should be able to understand the types of forces, you should be able to describe how a force may change the motion of a body. The contents which we are going to cover in this lesson are: what is a force, what are the types of forces, effects of a force on the motion of a body. So what is a force? A push or a pull acting on objects is called a force. So here are some examples. Let's see one by one. You can see here in the picture a boy is hitting this ball, tennis ball. What is happening? Here is the question: what makes the ball move? It is a force. How it is a force? The man will hit this tennis ball, or you can say the man pushes the ball with his racket. When the man pushes this ball or hit the ball, what will happen? The ball will move, and this is only possible because of force. As we say here, the man pushes the ball, so here we said that a push or a pull acting on objects is called a force. Similarly, one more example is here. Two boys are applying some force to this box. What makes the box move? The man pushes the box. They are pushing this box to some particular direction. You can see here the direction is towards this side. So force is also having a direction. And we say that when there is a direction and a magnitude, that physical quantity is known as vector quantity. SI unit of force is Newton. Whenever we measure force, it is measured in Newton. In these two examples, we have push scenario. So it is a force due to push. Now let's see one more example in which the girl pulls the luggage. So here, what makes the luggage move? That is force. Which force? That the girl pulls the luggage. Here the force is being applied by pull of the luggage. Here when we push these objects, the force is being applied. So notice here that to move our luggage or any object from one point to another, we can either push it or pull it, and force is being applied there. One more example which we daily apply in our real life, that is when we open a door or close a door, what we do, we either push the door or pull the door. So force is being applied to open or close the door. So what are the types of forces? Forces can be classified into two types. One is contact forces, non-contact forces. What is contact force? This force exists between objects that are in contact. As the name says, contact forces, it is clearly understood here that the objects which are in contact with each other, whatever the force will be there, that will be known as contact force. Non-contact force: the force which exists where objects do not require to be in contact with each other. That force is your non-contact force. We will see some examples related to contact force and non-contact force. Here is the flow of this classification. Force, it is classified into contact force and non-contact force. Contact forces are frictional force, applied force, drag force, and tension. What is frictional force? A force that resists the motion of an object. For example, we are moving on a floor, we have some resistance. We are in contact with the floor. How we are in contact with the floor? Our foot is on surface. So there is some frictional force, and that frictional force is contact force. Similarly, a car tires are in contact with road, so there is a frictional force. Applied force: whenever a force that is applied to an object, that is also a contact force. For example, we open a door, we close a door, we have a contact with that door while applying the force. So that is also a contact force. Drag force: a force experienced by an object while moving on a surface. For example, what happens when we have to place table from one point to another? We drag that table, so there will be a drag force, and it will be also a contact force. Tension: a force exerted by string, rope, spring, cable, that is tension there, that is also a force, that is your contact force. Now we will see non-contact force. Non-contact force are those forces where objects do not require to be in contact. Gravitational force: the pull exerted by the Earth's gravity. For example, if I drop any object from certain height, when the object is moving towards downward, that force, there will be some force, that force is known as gravitational force, because when the object is moving downwards, it is not in contact with any object. Magnetic force: the attractive means pull or repulsive means push forces between magnet. If you take two magnets and place their opposite poles, what will happen? They will attract each other. There will be a magnetic force. When you place same poles, then there will be a repulsion. There will again a magnetic force there, and that is not in contact with each other. That magnetic force will be non-contact force. Similarly, electric force. So these are the types of forces. Now we will see effects of a force on the motion of a body. In this, we will observe how forces affect the motion of objects. For example, a body is moving. How force may affect that moving body? We will see it here. Effects of forces are of four types. A body at rest moves. For example, if you see here in the picture, this football is at rest. It will move when force will be applied. And how force will be applied? When we kick the football. If you see here, a stationary football, it is in the still position, moves when it is kicked. So force is being applied. So we can say here, a body at rest can move when force is being applied. Similarly, if you see here, a boy is playing a hockey, a moving body increases in speed. How it is possible? For example, if a body is moving and we exert more force, then what will happen? That object will move more fast and speed will increase. So a moving hockey ball moves faster when it is pushed. Similarly, decrease in speed. A descending parachutist slows down due to air resistance. Why? Because there is air resistance which is occurring in the opposite way of this parachute. So in this scenario, a moving body decreases in speed. a moving body changes direction. So we can say that when a force is being applied, what happens? A body can change its direction also. If you see here, a moving tennis ball is returned when it is hit. What is happening? If you see here, a ball is coming, the batsman is hitting the ball, it will go to some direction. So a moving body that was here a ball changes direction when the batsman is going to hit the ball. So we can say that by force, what effects can occur? A body can start moving. A body can be in motion if it is in rest. A body can increase its speed. A body can decrease its speed if we have effect of force. A body can change its direction. Effects of forces on the motion. If you see here, as you have seen in above examples, that one cannot see a force, but one can see what it does. One can also feel the effect of a force on his body. When a force is applied on an object, what happens? There is a change in speed, either increasing or decreasing. There is a change in direction. The change of shape can also occur. The shape of an object can also change. If you see here, this was the original position of the ball. When force is being applied, or you can say when the ball is pushed, what happens? It changes its shape. So force can change speed, can move object from rest position, can stop the moving object, and can even change the direction and can also change the shape of an object. Thank you. That's all for this lesson. If you have not subscribed the channel, do it and do not forget to hit the like button.